aka Megaboots. In today's video, we're going to be doing another Lost Zone deck with Who, where I take Arceus partner or partners and pair it with the Lost Zone engine to see if I can get the deck to work and try to pick up a W with it as well. But before we jump into that deck list here, don't forget to leave a like, smash the subscribe button, especially if you're enjoying the content I'm making so far here on the channel. Alrighty guys, let's jump right in to that deck list. Alrighty guys, and here we are with that deck list. Lost Serperior with Slaking V. Now the thought being something similar to the Arceus deck that I had made a video about with Serperior VSTAR and Slaking that Manuel Sato had played to a regional and performed pretty well with it, finishing 23rd, was I would be able to put all these energies in play with Mirage Gate by putting things in the Lost Zone like Trinity Nova does for Arceus, and then being able to move them around to things like Sableye or Radiant Greninja or Slaking, or even moving energies to Serperior VSTAR itself for its Star Winder attack. This attack does 60 damage for each energy attached to this Pokemon. Switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. So I could put all the energies on there, hit a really big KO, switch out for free into something like Comfey, and then be able to also Roxanne Path that same turn to really slow my opponent down and put myself in a position where I could come back into the race just by that Star Winder attack. The other issue with this is Slaking V has an ability called Kinda Lazy. If it has exactly 2, 4, or 6 prize cards remaining, this Pokemon can't attack, but with 260 damage, that's a really big attack I want to utilize, and then you pair that with Choice Belt, I'll be able to surpass that 280 that I'll need to be able to deal with Giratina V-Star or things of that nature. So, we gotta play Path to the Peak, and we gotta play Spiritomb as well. Basic Pokemon in VM play have no abilities. It also helps out a little bit against the Mew matchup, or even Charizard or things of that nature, shutting down Rotoms, Luminions, and then Genesect and Mew. And I would also be able to Regal Blender and move things to Radiant Greninja for late game Moonlight Shurikens if I potentially need them as well. And the cool thing about this deck is you don't really need to play switches because, well, Serperior VSTAR is the only thing you would really need to switch out of for Switch, because everything else you can just Switch Cart with. But Serperior VSTAR has a free retreat cost, so we were able to cut back on some switch effects and then add in some extra just tech cards. So that's where Choice Belt and Lost Vacuum came into play. Lost Vacuum helping remove some of those tools that our opponents might have that we don't want them to have, or removing Path to the Peak of our own so we can conceal cards again, or something of that nature as well. So for the full deck list here, we got 4 Comfey, 2 Serperior V, 2 Serperior VSTAR, 1 Spiritomb, 1 Sableye, 1 Cramorant, 1 Slaking, 1 Radiant Greninja, 4 Colress, 2 Boss, 2 Roxanne, 4 Switch Cart, 4 Mirage Gate, 4 Battle VIP Pass, 3 Nest Ball, 2 Escape Rope, 2 Super Rod, 1 Counter Catcher, 1 Lost Vacuum, 1 Choice Belt, 3 Path to the Peak, 4 Jet Energy, 4 Grass Energy, 3 Psychic Energy, and then 3 Water Energies. Alrighty guys, let's jump right in to that gameplay. Alrighty guys, and here we are with that Lost Zone Serperior gameplay. Add a coin flip here, picking tails, and we end up winning the coin flip there. So we're actually going to elect to go second, and the reason I elect to go second is because I want to be able to evolve Serperior V into VSTAR for their free retreat pivot, and so hopefully we can attack with Regal Blender early and often to move some energies around. And if we're able to pull off a turn 1 attack with Cramorant, that would be ideal. So we need to be able to go flower selecting into a Colress, and then attack with Cramorant for that spit instantly. Starting here, not too bad. Got a Comfey, Serperior VSTAR, Roxanne, Rope, Super Rod, 2 different energies, Grass and Psychic. So we're doing okay. And we're up against a Tinkaton deck. Absolutely wild there. Got that Feebas for that Milotic, so our Roxannes won't affect them at all. But thankfully, we don't play any Ionos or anything, so we should be okay. So, I got a Student Heavy Ball there, get a Natu, bench that Natu, and I'm like, alright, not too bad. We just need to watch out for that big hammer, for that big KOs on our Serperior or our Slakings or anything of that nature. So, get a Nest Ball here, grab a Comfey. Definitely should have prize checked, but completely forgot to. So, we're going to flower selecting here. We're going to grab that Switch Card. The reason I grab Switch Card here is I don't really need to shut off any abilities yet. I don't need to shut off Slakings, I don't have it, and the Tinkaton deck probably doesn't play that many abilities. So we're going to flower selecting again, get rid of that Serperior V, grab a Battle VIP Pass, grab Radiant Greninja and Cramorant. And the reason I grab Radiant Greninja and Cramorant is I need to draw some more cards so I can try to get into that Colress. So we're going to conceal cards here, discarding that Grass Energy, to try to find into it. And we end up getting a Spiritomb and a Jet Energy. Not too bad, though. So we're going to end up just passing it back to our opponent. And the reason I didn't bench Spiritomb is, well, Slaking isn't out yet, and they don't have any Vs that I really need to worry about countering right now, unless they like bench a Rotom or a Lumineon. But I don't think they're going to end up doing that. They're going to play an Avery, which doesn't actually harm us in any way, because Avery says discard down to 3 bench Pokemon. Well, I only have 3 bench Pokemon, but they're going to be able to draw some 3 cards there, bench another Tinkatink. They're going to be able to rare Candy into a Tinkaton EX, and start trying to set up for that big hammer. Attach a double turbo energy, and then they're going to pass back to us. And when it comes back to our turn, we're still trying to hunt for that Colress and stuff. But we're in a position where we should actually be able to attack with Cramorant anyway. Flower Selecting from the active, Jet Energy up the other Comfey, Flower Selecting with that, and then retreat into the Cramorant. Top deck Battle VIP Pass, which feels absolutely awful. We're going to Flower Selecting here, grab that Slaking V. And I'm like, all right, that's a pretty good card to get. Get rid of that Switch Cart. Slaking's definitely the thing you want to grab here. We're going to conceal cards, discarding that energy, get into another Jet Energy, and get into a Switch Cart here. Jet Energy up the Comfey for another Flower Selecting, but not after I bench that Slaking V. We're going to Flower Selecting, take the one of the 2 water energies left. So we're going to retreat out of that into the Cramorant. And I'm like, all right, we're going to be able to 110 KO this Feebas. And now the reason I didn't bench Spiritomb here is, well, I'm not attacking with Slaking yet, and this is actually going to put me on odd prize cards, which will allow me to be able to actually attack with Slaking anyway, because Slaking can't attack if it's on even prize cards. So 2, 4, or 6, Slaking can't attack. If you're on odd prize cards, 1, 3, or 5, then you can attack. So I'm in a position where I actually don't need to bench Spiritomb and worry about it because I'm on that odd prize cards. But our opponent going to answer back with that big hammer for 130, KOing that Cramorant here. And I'm in a position where I'm like, all right, just going to put up another Comfey, start Flower Selecting. Got Colress as well. So we're in a pretty good spot here. So we're going to draw for turn, get into a Serperior V. I'm like, that's really good. We definitely got to bench that. And I was going to Flower Selecting first, but I was like, all right, I actually want to rip Colress here. And I'm going to grab the Boss, the Water Energy, and Choice Belt. Realizing a little bit after that, I probably should have grabbed like Counter Catcher instead of this Choice Belt because they don't play any Vs. Probably would have been a little bit better. We're going to conceal cards here, discarding that Water Energy, grab into a Lost Vacuum and a Grass Energy, Flower Selecting, and we're trying to dig for Mirage Gate. Well, we're definitely going to take this Jet Energy here. And the reason I take the Jet Energy is, well, I already have one Serperior V in the Lost Zone, so I don't really need to worry about evolving the Serperior V because I already have another Serperior VSTAR. I had it in my opening hand, and I still have it. So I'm in a position where I'm like, all right, not too big of a deal here. Switch card into the other Comfey here. Flower Selecting, gonna grab that Mirage Gate, let that Colress go. We're already at 7 there, and we got 2 Comfey still, so we can get to 9. And we've gone through quite a bit of the deck, so we should be able to find another Colress mostly at ease. And now, still don't need to worry about benching that Spiritomb because we're still on odd prize cards. I'm gonna attach that Water Energy to the Radiant Greninja to set up for a Moonlight Shuriken play, KOing that Tinkatink and that Natu. So now I need to Super Rod in the Water Energy that I had discarded earlier, and then Mirage Gate it on to the Radiant Greninja here. That's exactly what we're going to do. Super Rod in all 3 energies, one of each type that we are playing in the deck here. Mirage Gate for a Water and a Grass Energy. And the reason I grabbed the Grass Energy here is because I will be in a position where I could just let it get discarded and not have to worry about it. It doesn't really matter which energy you grab. You could grab, Psychic or anything. The important thing is you got to get that double water. So we're going to Moonlight Shuriken here, KOing that Natu and that Tinkatink, discarding the Water and Grass Energy, taking 2 prize cards, putting me pretty far ahead in this prize race here at a 3-5 split. Still don't need to, I didn't really need to bench the Spiritomb, but I wanted to bench it just in case, because once this Greninja gets KO'd, I want to be, or if they end up KOing that Spiritomb, I could still attack with it, but I also didn't want to be in a position where I could get Avery or something, and I could Avery, just discard both those Comfeys and just have a little less cards in my hand, because if they Iono me or something and put more cards in their hand, I didn't want to have the Spiritomb in my hand still. So I'm going to bench that Radiant Greninja there, and then play that Artisan, be able to Artisan, grab a Tinkatink. They're going to be able to Big Hammer for exactly 130 damage, KOing that Radiant Greninja. And I'm like, okay. We were able to put up a Comfey, still be able to Flower Select to be able to evolve that Serperior V into the Serperior V-Star. And we got Colress as well, got Boss and stuff. And if we were in a position where we actually might have been able to pull off Radiant Greninja twice, KOing that Jirachi and that Tinkatink, but I was like, I'd rather just go for the safer option here. Artisan, putting down that Sableye, gonna grab that Escape Rope, don't really need the Nest Ball, I'm already full on the bench, I already got all the pieces I need really. Evolve Serperior V into V-Star, Colress here, and I'm going to take that Path to the Peak, and I'm going to take both those energies. And the reason I take those is you don't need Battle VIP Pass, and I don't really need Colress. I've already gone through quite a bit of the deck. I'm past 10 in the Lost Zone, and I'd rather shut off that Radiant Greninja's, or the Radiant Jirachi's ability, or any other potential abilities that they might try to play as well. Maybe try to bench a Luminion, or something of that nature. And I'm like, okay, we're in a pretty good position here. I'm going to attach that energy to the Sableye, Escape Rope going into the Sableye to try to set up for some Lost Mines here. Now, I will say I end up actually miscalculating this a little bit. I meant to put 6 damage counters on the Tinkatink and then 6 damage counters on the Tinkaton, but I end up messing up very quickly and realize, oh, I accidentally put 7 on the Tinkaton, and that leaves me short by KO in the Tinkatink, but not too big of a deal here. We could, if they don't end up KOing the Sableye, could just Lost Mine again, KOing that Tinkatink, and then actually KOing the Radiant Jirachi, and still be able to put some on that Tinkaton as well, and still be able to take 2 prize cards. So I'm like, okay, not too big of a deal. We gotta find Mirage Gate still. We got Super Odds, so we can try to set up for maybe KO with Slaking, or maybe Serperior V-Star, or something of that nature. And I'm like, all right, they're gonna be able to switch here, go into that Tinkaton EX. They're going to be able to KO that Sableye with a big hammer, being able to put them 3-3 split here. So we're even up on those prize cards. So I'm like, all right, not too big of a deal. We can still definitely come back and win this. We should be able to KO that Tinkaton as long as we can find into 2 Mirage Gates this turn. So we're going to Flower Selecting here. Find into the first Mirage Gate, and I'm like, all right, that's great, that's perfect. And I'm like, okay, if we could find into the other Mirage Gate, which we have 2 Mirage Gates left in the deck. So we're going to Mirage Gate first, putting 2 energies on the Slaking V here. And then I'm like, all right, if I Jet Energy up the Comfey, Flower Selecting, that gives me a pretty high chance here to try to find that other Mirage Gate. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to Jet Energy up that. But first, I'm going to play Nest Ball here. Thin the deck a little bit. Just to make sure. So we need to not hit Boss and Path on this Flower Select. We need to hit at least 1 Mirage Gate here. And we end up hitting actually both Mirage Gates. So we're going to take 1, of course we are. Super Rod in 1 of each energy type once again. And then Mirage Gate 2 energies onto that Slaking. Be able to retreat out of that Slaking, out of that Comfey into the Slaking, and be able to take the KO on that Tinkaton EX. So we're going to Heavy Impact for 260 damage, taking a KO on that Tinkaton EX, putting me up at a 1-3 prize split. So all we got to do now is KO that Radiant Jirachi or that Tinkatink, and we'll be good to go. But we're out of Mirage Gates, though. So I'm in a position where if they are able to KO the Slaking and Iono me, they might be able to run off with this game because I'm out of Mirage Gates, I'm out of Super Rods. My only win condition is the Slaking or this manually attaching energies to Serperior or even Comfey, but they're going to be able to hit that Astral Misfortune, instant KOing that Slaking V. They don't Iono us, and that gives us the game there. Because we got Boss in hand, so we're going to be able to promote the Serperior V-Star, be able to attach the Grass Energy to the Serperior V-Star, boss up that Tinkatink, and take that last prize card. So that's exactly what we're going to do here. Draw for turn first, get into another boss, attach the energy there, and then we're going to boss up that Tinkatink, and then Star Winder for 60 damage, and then it's going to force us to switch into something. So we're going to put up that Comfey, and then take that last prize card. Absolutely wild game and very close against this Tinkaton deck. They really gave us a run for that money, and that Astral Misfortune was incredible. That was absolutely crazy that they managed to hit double heads, because that normally doesn't happen all that often. So very cool. Let's jump right in to that outro. Alrighty guys, and that's going to do it for that Lost Zone Serperior V-Star deck. absolutely crazy close game against Tinkaton EX of all things, being able to boss KO on that Tinkatink and then attack with that Star Winder for game. Absolutely wild that our opponent was able to actually pull off that Radiant Jirachi attack as well and get the KO on Slaking V. Absolutely wild game, very close. But if you guys have been enjoying this kind of content, don't forget to leave a like, smash the subscribe button. I really would appreciate it. And I'm going to make sure to put that deck list in the description below as well. So if you guys want to try this deck out for yourself, you'll be able to. Alrighty guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace!